I just got back down here and I totally forgot how clean I left the floor. May as well make more of a mess? I don't know. But anyway, neither here nor there. This is the latest acquisition. This is a 2000 BMW E39 M5, manufacture date February 2000, so a very early car indeed. I've had these cars on my radar a little while, but I hadn't really seriously considered looking for one until pretty recently. Main reason I wanted one of these, honestly, was because after buying... what the hell did I buy last time? Anyway, after buying the last car I bought, I had a little bit of leftover cash in the car buying fund. So I started passively sending out feelers to the E39 buddies locally, seeing if anyone knew of a decent one. So nobody knew one locally, but I started getting links all over the country. And after wading through probably something like 20 vehicles, contacting, I think, 5, I ended up on this one. This wasn't the one I was originally actually going to buy, just because it had a few things wrong with it. Like, it's a 2000. I really did kind of want an 01 to 03, but the 2000 kind of has its unique charm with the pre-facelift headlights. It's got the early black gauge cluster. It's got the early steering wheel. They're not necessarily things I prefer, but I appreciate how rare they are, so it wasn't really a downside in that sense. The main reason I ended up with this car, honestly, was its mileage, and it has a complete service history. So I'm gonna try to keep up on that. I bought it out of Dallas. I just got back from a road trip with a couple of friends. We drove it to Austin, where I had to replace the radiator on it. Thanks again, Blunt Tech. Huge props to them for priority overnighting me a Nissan's radiator for this thing. It made it back perfectly. But the car has a couple of problems, certainly. 114,000 something miles on it now. The brake pedal is kind of terrifying. The first half of the travel, there's pretty much nothing but sponge. And then the last half, it's very confident. But I feel like only the front brakes are biting. I don't feel like the back brakes are doing anything. So I do think I have a bleed issue. Potentially with the DSC, maybe just with the hydraulic hard lines. We'll get into it. Headlights are super hazy. I'm actually going to polish those tonight, just so I don't have to look at them anymore. There's a hairline crack in the front bumper, and there's one in the back. The wheels are OE, but unfortunately they've been refinished not correctly. This M5 factory wheel finish is almost impossible to recreate correctly. Oh, there's the crack right there. Somebody blacked out the badges, which is super dumb. And I'll get it up in the air. I've got a couple more things to show you that are really just dumb. It's got really cheap tires on it. It needs brakes, it needs thrust arms. But mechanically, it's really solid, and the interior is just absolutely gorgeous. I believe this car has extended leather. When I bought it, the shift knob was pretty torched, so I just got a 6-speed ZHP knob and a new boot. But the aluminum trim is pretty cool. It's got road trip crumbs all over it, so try not to judge me too much, but the thing is super solid. It's got the early 4x3 nav. Again, that's another thing that was 2000 only, and not necessarily a bragging point, but you know, it's unique. And there, I guess it needs hood struts. There's our S62B49, 4.9 liter, 394 horsepower V8 engine. This thing is a surprisingly reliable engine as far as M engines are concerned. Really nothing wrong with this one. It seems like it might have 5W30 oil in it, just because it's got a little bit of a Vanos knock to it when it's idling and hot. So I'm going to do an oil change with 1060 just in case. I don't really know what it has in it, but not taking any chances. It needs a thermostat, so I'll be doing that at some point. It does have that brand new Nissan's radiator in it. Kind of see it in the corner, and the video of me doing that's either live or it will be soon. I did notice down here that there's a little bit of corrosion on this bracket done by the ABS, but the seam sealer up here seems okay, so I think that's probably just corrosion from something else. I don't really know for sure. Yeah, again, very solid engine. It's in good shape, full service history. And yeah, it's pretty solid. So let me get it up in the air real quick and show you guys the through and through of the underside, as well as at least one thing that I already noticed just looking under it from the ground, which is a little annoying. You ready for it? Good. Well, it's got the stock mufflers, which is great. However, somebody did a really cool mod, and cut some gigantic rectangular holes into the exhaust pipes. So luckily the bin is actually okay, but now I've got to find either big band clamps that'll fit right there, or cut this thing open and weld it. It's just really, I can't believe somebody did that. Oh, there's brake fluid, maybe? Maybe that's water. Interesting. I did spray the crap out of these wheels, but that sure looks like brake fluid. Interesting. I really think I would have had a low brake fluid warning had that been the issue. It looks like it needs some new rubber lines in the back. Pretty common. That must be water. This side's the same. The CV looks okay. Diff looks dry. That's nice. This is genuinely my first time under this car. I haven't had a chance to look at it just yet. Must have had some work in the past. These are originally supposed to be one-piece exhaust systems all the way back, and that's got a slip band on it. Cat converters. No CDV, that's good. Everything looks really, really nice and clean under here, which is excellent. Looks like it's missing the under tray though. Steering box, drag links. Definitely needs thrust arms. Oh, big time. Those shouldn't move at all. And I was noticing it smelled a little bit of oil when I parked it. I'm trying to see right up in here. That engine mount arm up there actually carries engine oil through it for the oil cooler. Or is it this side? Nope, it's the other side. Wow, that block looks great. And the O-rings inside of them leak over time, so I think that's what I've got going on there. That strut is starting to leak. So is that one. It's got green stripe springs, so it is factory springs at least. Check this one. The rears do not appear to be leaking, however, I still very likely will replace all of the suspension. This thing seems pretty solid though, which is excellent. Yeah. Sorry for the kind of slow moving video here. I'm just kind of giving it a once over for the first time myself. So, okay, yeah, it really looks like the only mechanical issue underneath is that gigantic hole that somebody cut in the exhaust on each side. It does sound nice, honestly, but not really my cup of tea. And then there's a nice old flat spot in the wheel right there. That kind of sucks. But again, they're not factory finished, so I'm probably going to take them off, sell them, and get some factory wheels brand new. Or at least a nice set of takeoffs. But yeah, stay tuned for a lot more from this car in the future as I get working on it. Just refurbishing it, bringing it back to stock, making it super nice again. But not perfect. I'm not going to fix the crack in the bumper. I'm not going to do the little things. I still want to be able to drive it guilt-free. So yeah, that's all for this little update probably. Maybe I'll cut in a little segment of the polished headlights when they're done, but yeah, that should be it. Stay tuned.